top 50 lists are corny and boring. So sorry, I'm not going to be putting one out. And honestly, I don't even know how one would do it. I always think it's interesting, in hip hop, how people love to pretend that they're such fans, and so they'll be like, "Oh, I have a list, whatever." But again, the smartest people, the hip hop heads, are the ones that start a lot of these trends, and then the mediocre are the ones that run it into the ground. I think it was Kumo D that had a list of what he thought were the best 50 rappers of all time or something like that. I didn't read the book. I'm sure there's some pretty decent content in there, but my point is, it's really hard to name 50 of the best rappers ever. I mean, there have been by now millions of rappers around the world. Um, the ones that sort of made a song or something that actually impacted hip hop culture, in the hundreds for sure. Definitely by now, since the start of hip hop in around 1973 to now, hundreds, maybe even thousands. That have actually been really dope and sort of put a stamp on the culture. And out of all of them, I'm supposed to pick 50. I don't know. It depends on what the criteria is. Are we talking pioneers? Or are we talking like the sort of highest level, practitioners we've seen? Are we talking people with the most hits? And by hits, I'm not talking about radio. I mean literally like the most dope songs. I mean, it's like, where do you even begin? So, yeah, I couldn't do 50, and I don't care about it like that. But props to those who do. I took a look at Rosenberg's lists and some of the others, and Vlad's, and Ebro's, and Lil Durk's. They were all trash, and very little explanation. But that's how these things are. Hip hop media today is about putting stuff out for content and for viral, consumption, not really for any kind of depth or understanding or even discussion, like a decent discussion. It's really just empty content that's going to be replaced by something else. So, yeah, that's that. But, it doesn't really matter in a sense who you think are the top 50 rappers of all time. I mean, I think what's more interesting to me when I'm having a conversation with someone is who are their favorite rappers, not necessarily who they objectively think are the best in the culture or whatever. Like, that's played out. Like, I want to know who you really like. You know what? Actually, feel free to leave comments. Who are your top 5 favorite rappers of all time? Like, people that you listen to all the time. You know, because I'll tell you something, man. There are certain people that I've listened to in this rap shit that I listen to all the time, and it hasn't really changed. Every decade or so, like there are people that sort of fall off that list, and some that join. But ultimately, you know, for this decade at least, or sort of like in this phase of your life, who are the top 5 people that you listen to the most? Let's talk about it.